What's going on, guys? So welcome to another video. Out here in the garage again. It finally stopped raining here in Illinois, so got some sun, and it's a hot one today. So I had my graduation Sunday, which would be yesterday, so things are going pretty good. I got a day off of work today, so I'm out here in the garage working on the Z, got the doors open, and it's a hot one, so trying to stay cool. So yeah, if you watched my last video, I guess, got this all welded in to fit the racing seat. If you look closely, you can see all of those penetration marks up there. That's because I just got done welding the backside of it. So I've got the inside and the backside welded. So yeah, I mean, probably a little excessive, but it is what it is. I want it to be strong, so it's in there, it's strong, won't have to worry about it. Okay, so now on to what I'm working with now. So I am building the platform for the roll cage. So basically kind of like a box for the main hoop to sit on. If you follow my Instagram, you saw that I was doing a little arts and crafts, and that's what I was doing. So I have some cardboard here, and I was just getting the general outlines for the platform here. So that's the one side, and then this would be this would be this piece right here, and then this little small curve would be this right here. So all of these together would form that platform. So I literally just got done cutting it out, but here is the piece of metal that I just formed. You can see that pretty much perfect there. So test fit this in here. It's a little dark, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty good fitment for the first cutout. I haven't trimmed it up or anything, so just need to trim up a little bit more up here and down here, and then I'll be able to go ahead and try and cut out the next one. I'm also building a welding table. This needs something to weld on, something nice, because I want to get good at TIG welding, so I need something to weld on. I've got this tubing here along the outside of this thick piece of metal, and then I'm also going to do like a T or a cross there in the middle to make it strong. And then it's going to sit on this platform here. It's kind of taken apart, but this would be facing each other. They go inside of each other, and you can kind of adjust it. And then this piece here, which is this, goes down in here, and I can adjust the height of that up and down too. So that's pretty nice. But yeah, that's what I'm working on. I probably won't show too much of that. Just go ahead and get to work on the Datusn. Hopefully get this done. Hopefully it doesn't take too long, but then I also need to do it on the other side. So let's get to work. Alright, so I figured I'd give you guys a little update here. I've gotten quite a bit of work done. So I've basically got all the four corners transferred to metal and kind of cut to size, and I put a little angle to it rather than having it coming straight up, because then that just gives me a little bit more room to move my seat back or tilt my seat back. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm working with. This is taking a lot longer than what I thought, but now I need to go ahead and try and get this top plate on, which I've been sitting staring at this thing for like 20 minutes to try and figure out the best way. Of course, I could just put it on top and then put a piece of metal in the back, but I'm trying to keep it flat. Hopefully you guys understand what I'm talking about. Like, I could put a piece of metal around the back to have like a full box, but I'm trying to keep the flat piece of metal from here on over. So these have to be kind of shaved down some. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do that. So that's where I'm at. Okay, so this thick plate here actually came with the roll cage. I just got it marked out, so I'm about to make this cut here and see how it fits. Okay, so I got that top piece cut out, sitting right here, but it's kind of hard to get everything in place, make all the pieces slide around and whatnot. So I'm going to tack this side piece in. Because it is so close, it's going to be so close to the side of the car, because I need the cage to be over this, the hoop to be over as far as possible. I'm going to have to weld it from the inside. So this is basically the first piece, or the only piece that I can't like do outside the car, because it has to be welded on the inside seam, and I can't build it outside, like weld everything and then put it on the car and then weld the outside of it. So I gotta go ahead and weld this. I'm just gonna put some tacks on it, and then that way I'll be able to better fit this piece in there. Alright, so I just got it tacked in 2 places, top and bottom. So it's not going anywhere. Like, I can put some good pressure on it, it's not going anywhere. But I can also grind it up if I need to readjust it or cut a new piece. So now to go ahead and try and fit these other pieces and get it all together, and then I'll be able to go ahead and weld this whole seam here. Alright, so here it is, basically kind of put together. It's not tacked up yet. I do have this side piece and this side piece tacked together, but that's pretty much how it's going to look. Reason why I don't have it welded up is I need to take this and this side piece off. This is kind of just resting here, but I'm going to paint in there. Oops. I'm going to paint in there. It's a little rusty, I cleaned it up, but I'm going to throw some paint in there so it doesn't get any worse, and then we'll be able to go ahead and weld everything up. So I'm going to mask it off and just throw some black paint in there. Alright, well, it's pretty much dry, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the tape away from it. This is some like grill paint, so it dries like a real flat, like super flat black, but it doesn't matter. I mean, you're obviously not going to be seeing it, and I just want something that can cover the bare metal. I'll give you a close-up, but yeah, it'll look better if you can see some light in there. But yeah, that's pretty much it, just something to cover up the metal. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get this inside plate welded fully. I mean, it's where it needs to be. If I need to shave any off the top or back, I can still do that. But in order to get everything lined up properly and tacked in place, I have to have this one welded in. So I'm going to go ahead and weld that one up. Alright, hopefully you can get a good shot at those in there. I didn't weld it in one pass. I just did all those tack welds, and I'd say it came out pretty good. I haven't cleaned it up at all. Just had one problem down there. I don't think it got any gas to it, but then all the way down, it looks pretty good. Alright, so here it is coming together. Kind of got this one just sitting here, and I'm just holding this top one on, and I'm gonna go ahead and put a level on this top one, get it level, and I think I'm just gonna tack the back of it, and then that way it'll stay here, and then I can get all of the other pieces aligned correctly, because I need to shave off a little bit here. Just got a few places I need to trim up and get a tight fit, but I need to make sure that this top one is still level, so gotta get the level out. Alright, so here it is. This is basically what it's gonna look like. I had to shave down some of this, and now I've got a real nice fit here. There's a little bit of overhang here, but that's okay. I'll just take the grinder and go shave that off. A little bit over there too, I'll just shave that off too. Got that on there, looking good. And then there's a little bit of gap here, but if you just push down on this corner just a hair and bring them together, it's fine. So yeah, time to get welding on this. This has been a huge project. It's taken me all day. I mean, this is the first time I've ever done something like this, so of course I'm behind the learning curve, and just to think I've got a whole nother side to do, but it should be easier since I've got the templates cut out. I didn't cut 2 of each one of these because the other side could have subtle differences. So I have the cardboard cut out still. I'm going to make sure the cardboard cutouts fit good, and if they need to be trimmed or adjusted, I will do that on the cardboard and not metal. And with this top plate, this stuff is thicker than what I used on the side, because this came with the roll cage, so this will be able to withstand a real hot heavy bead when you're welding the roll cage to it. But I will be able to cut this to size. It was like 3.5 by, it was like 4.5 by 5.5. So yeah, that'll be easy. So yeah, time to go ahead and get this welded in. Well, I just want to give you guys a quick update here. I've got all of this pretty much ready to go. Like I said in the last one, I'm going to be welding that up soon. But what I've been working on here recently is I've got the welding table all put together, got the bottom of it painted, and got the top of it made. You can see it's all welded together under there. Came out pretty good. And I just went to Harbor Freight and I got this little vise. So I'm putting that right here. So I've got these holes drilled, and I'm about to just get a bigger bit and then make a bigger hole to mount this to the table. And then that's pretty much it. I mean, it's pretty much done, but I'm going to be adding some more things when I start needing them, such as like some kind of accessories, like a bar that goes across that would hold clamps. I would also like to put something to hold the TIG torch that you can just lay up on there, kind of like a Y, and you can just hang it on there. But I don't want to take up any table space if I need it. So maybe something that sticks out from the bottom, and you can just hang it on there. Same with the MIG gun. But I'm going to be thinking about that, and I'll do it whenever I get a good idea. But it's pretty much done. Alright, I've got the whole thing tacked in. It's all tacked in. So now it's time to go ahead and weld the whole thing up. Alright, so I just got the standoff plate welded in. Sorry I didn't record much of it, but it just took a really long time. And I probably would have been in the way of the camera anyway, because I had to move around all sorts of places, but there it is, uncleaned. So it's got all the soot or whatever on it still, so I'm going to wire wheel it. Got to clean off the slag that made it to the top. But there it is. It's welded in. Now I got to do the other side. So, woohoo! Alright, so I started working on the other side, and I've got the cardboard standoff plate. Got it cut out in cardboard, and it's going to go together so much easier than the other side. Should take a lot less time. Reason why it took so long on the other side is because I didn't do this top plate, so I designed all of the side pieces, and I didn't do the top plate, and none of my pieces were the same height, and when I put the top piece on there, I had already transferred it to metal, so I was trying to shave the metal down to meet the top piece, which took a very long time. So now got it all cut out, and should be a lot easier. So just got done outlining and tracing the cardboard onto the metal here, so just about ready to go ahead and cut it out. Got it all traced, and yeah, we'll get it cut out, and then I need to get this one traced and cut out on the thicker piece of metal still, and then we'll go ahead and see how it fits. Alright, so I just got this this side painted here. I used a different kind of paint because I didn't really like the way the other side turned out, but this is like a high temperature engine gloss black paint. Doesn't really matter, just something to cover the metal. So while that dries, I am going to stitch weld this here. We can see that, kind of like this plate for the, I think it's where the seatbelt used to go in, but that's where the standoff plate goes. So the standoff plate's kind of welded to this piece of metal here, which is pinch welded to the metal behind it. I mean, back here I got it to the actual frame of the car, but kind of around here on the side, it's just to this piece of metal. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch weld it along this seam and connect it just a little bit better. So I'm going to get that done. Okay, so here it is a little bit later, and it's coming together pretty well. I mean, all the pieces are fitting pretty nicely. I was thinking that this side was going to take a little bit less time than the other side, but it's really coming out to be about the same amount of time, same amount of work. It's just those cardboard pieces, when you transfer it to metal, it doesn't come out exactly perfect, and I had to get this angle, so I used my phone, and I used the compass thing on my phone and put it up against like this, and there's like a 10-degree angle backwards towards the rear of the car on the other side, so you can probably see it. See how it's angled back a little bit, and that's so I can get a little bit more room for the seat. So I had to build that angle again over here so that they match. Kind of, I don't know if I forgot to do that. I think I did that when I did the cardboard, but the cardboard was a little bit thicker. So, I mean, just not the same. So, spending quite a bit of time. I mean, look at all these tools here. A lot of grinding, a lot of wire wheel, and getting everything ready. The side one's tacked in, so I'm just using this magnet and keep it level, building these side pieces here. And just got a little bit more to go. Need to trim up some more right here. And then, you know, it's going to be ready to weld in. I've already got that painted up in there, but yeah, keep on working. All right, somebody's out cutting grass right now, so bear the noise. But here, I just got this piece welded in here. Move this stuff out of the way. It's light. There it is. I haven't cleaned it up yet, but looks pretty good. So I'm gonna start cleaning up all of these pieces of metal around the outsides, and then put it all together and hopefully get it tacked in. So I just got the passenger side all welded up. So let's go take a look at it. I know in this video I spent a lot of time talking and pointing and showing, but trust me, there was a lot of work going on. It was just that there was so much work and so much shaving and so many little things that it just wasn't worth filming. So, and when I was welding, I was all over the place, so there wasn't any good place to set up the camera. Well, let's go ahead and take a look. So I mean, there it is. I haven't cleaned it up at all, so it's still got both sides. I haven't cleaned up yet. I'll do that soon. Gotta clean up the slag, but I went ahead and cleaned this side. Cleaned some of it up, so you can kind of see the welds there. Oops. But you get the idea. So next thing on the agenda is to go ahead and fit the roll cage in there. So since I made these standoff plates, I got to shorten the cage just a little bit. So yeah, pretty much that's what I'm going to be doing. Getting the hoop in there, seeing how the hoop fits on this. I have put it on there before, but just rough estimate of where it's going to go so I can see how far I need to build the brackets off. So did see that, but now since I got both of them made, we're going to be able to put the hoop on there and see how it fits. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.